About that time when the sun peeks through, grab your coffee, we got a story for you. It's roll call time, so don't be late. Lester's got muffins and a whole lot to say. It's Longhorn Lester's, pull up a seat where cows get treats and life is sweet. If you janks it up, don't be concerned, it ain't broke, it's just borrowed. You'll learn. He'll talk to a donkey like an old-time friend and tell you a tale that might never end. But mind your manners, his kitchen is cooking. If you don't like it, well, you can get to stepping. Longhorn Lester, he's all heart and charm, in a side-by-side with open arms. The work and the laughs, they never end, 'cause everything is funner and gooder with friends. Up every roll call that starts, he's a ranching soul with a big tender heart. And if you're lucky enough to tune in each day, you'll see how to live the Longhorn Lester way.
That's goofy. Good morning, and hi to hello. And forgive me for being a little bit late. I had to run out and get the chores done earlier. It's raining over here, and I knew I couldn't take you out with me in the rain because of the phone and things getting wet and all that good stuff. So I ran out real fast, got all the chores done. I didn't do the waters, but it's raining over here pretty good. And just so you all know, we have some pretty severe weather coming in. I don't think that we're alone in this. I think that a lot of the states here in the South are going to go through some colder than normal temps. There we go. Now I can see you all. It's going to be colder than normal. And so we're looking at the weekend to be pretty rough, maybe all the way through Monday. But we have a plan in place. We've done this a couple of years in a row now where Jamie and I will divide and conquer. I will take care of this property over here with all the water line. I'll still lose some water line. Don't worry. It always happens. But luckily, when I ran all my water line, I used all the same size. So it's no weird fittings. It's nothing crazy. No copper this and no. I have all PVC piping. So I have a whole lot of replacement pipe. I'll try to keep the water going. Good morning, everybody. It's nice to see you all. You're being very kind to me. Today is kind of a scary day. You guys already know that. And thank you for keeping me, pushing me to stay positive and reminding me that it's all going to be okay. And that it's out of my hands anywho's. It's out of my hands anywho's, guys. Not a lot you can do when it's out of your hands. Hey, I do want to take a second to plug, if you don't mind, a new channel. But before I do, I want to show you a snippet of what you can find from that channel if you find yourself with extra time. Watch.
Yeah. What? A fire.
I thought you wanted a video of us.
Hi, guys. Today we are building a fire. Turn it
What?
around.
Huh?
Turn it around.
Turn it around?
Yeah, guys, today we are building a fire. Yeah, it's so cool today, yeah.
I'm trying to turn around. I don't know how. Oh, turn it that way. Okay.
It is so fun to see our fire, guys. It's so good.
Are you talking to your YouTube people?
It's so great to meet you today. Yeah. And the fire is so warm.
And you have what, one glove on?
No.
Where's your other? Oh, you have a bracelet on that hand. So where's your other? Where's your other
I
glove?
couldn't find it.
So it's just one glove?
This is my glove.
Your hat? Is that how you do it?
You're Jose, but clean your face.
Should we have taught these people how to build a fire like our fire?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a fire is so great.
Who went and got all that firewood, Carly?
What?
Who went and got all the firewood?
Me and my daddy and Coda.
Me and your. Oh wait, you and your daddy and Cody.
Yeah. So I've been talking to Dusty and Jill for a bit and trying to encourage them to start sharing their story. It feels like everyone else has been sharing their story for them. And I says, Dust, I says, I know you have a job, a career. I know that, you know, your beautiful wife, Jill, works as well. I says, but there's not, I mean, if you're already finding yourself spending time doing a project, a pretty massive undertaking for a young man and wife and all of his girls, his daughters, I'm like, you should just dialogue it and videograph it because it'd be great for your memories anyway. And I think all creators have kind of a worry of what if they can't make it? What if people don't like them? What if people don't accept them? What if people, and I says, many will not. I says, you're going to have people who are going to hate your guts. They're going to call you unworthy. They're going to say that you're not good enough and that Jill deserves better. And Jill will have haters as well. I says, that's the internet though. I says, but there's no reason why you shouldn't at least tell your story to those who want to follow along and those who would like to be a part of it. I said, because those folks will greatly outnumber the ones who just spew the hate, those that will troll you and follow you just because they hurt and they want you to hurt. So I would encourage everybody, if you have time and you want to jump on and see sort of the home remodeling, that's my mom and dad's home, the home that I grew up in. If you want to see how that home is going to be remodeled and reshaped to accommodate Dusty, that's my nephew, that's Tina's oldest son. So Dusty would be not my oldest of nephews, but he would be my third oldest. And then he married Jill. Jill's just a beautiful soul and a damn good dancer. Just don't know why I threw that out there, but Jill can dance. And because none of us can dance, but Jill can. Jill is the only person in the family who can actually dance. So, and then Dusty, like I said, they got married. Jill already had one daughter from a previous marriage. And then they've had, oh my God, they just have little girl after little girl after little girl. It's because Dusty refuses to listen to his Uncle Lester. That's the whole thing. Dusty refuses to listen to me. I tried, guys. I tried to pull him aside and explain to him in detail. It's not that hard. It's just not that hard how to have a little boy. But Dusty's just hard-headed or lazy. One or the other, guys. It could be lazy. It could be lazy. No, I'm not knocking on Dusty or anything, but he might just be lazy. He might just want to lay there. I don't know. But anyway, the page is called Outnumbered, the Feaster Fam. Now, Feaster Fam is cute. It reminds me of Feast or Famine. But Outnumbered, the Feaster Fam. And you spell Dusty's last name with a letter P. It's a silent P. So I have it there on the screen. You can all see it. Feaster, P-F-I-E-S-T-E-R, Dustin Feaster. And so now remember that, you know that Tina is now married to Rob, but Dusty was Tina's son before she met Rob. So, yes, so that's where Dusty gets his last name, from his dad. All righty. So many people have already heard of the channel, and many people have already went over to check it out. And I invite you to go by and take a peek. I talked to Jill about a month ago, and I says, before you make your channel public, you go by and give people a good taste of what you guys are all about. Let them see the kids. Let them see Dusty in action. Let them see you and what you do and get to know your family. And then they will be able to kind of carouse through your different video selections and decide if they want to follow you or not. And so that's a wonderful thing to do if you have the time, and if you want to see a little bit more about what's going on with that family. I certainly give you, I think that you should take an opportunity to check them out and see, yes, who is Ben related to. So I'll do a quick, just real quick, I will tell you about the family. We can't go outside today anyways. I've already done the outside chores, and it's pouring down rain. It is pouring down rain. Do you know that even in the pouring rain, about 4 o'clock this morning, I heard cuckoo, my trash can turned over. I have a couple of trash cans here, but one of them is the aluminum trash can. And I heard it turn over. All the dogs start barking. And I'm like, oh, I'm just so tired. I just so tired. And I know it was not windy. I could hear something scuffling around in it, and the dogs are going crazy. And I'm like, oh, and I'm like, do I get up and go out there? And I says, you know what, girls, go get them. So I opened the door, and the dogs ran to the door, and the dogs looked outside, saw it was cold, saw it was rainy, and they would not go out. So I went back to bed too. So I had to lay there for an hour hearing something scraping through my trash can. And yes, so sure enough, when I walked outside today, there's trash all over the side yard. And I'm like, today of all days, I got to stop and pick up trash. I got a hurt shoulder. I got to go to the cancer doctor, and I got to pick up trash now. Oh, it's not a good start to my day, I don't think. Well, this is going to make it a lot better. Coffee clinks to my friends here. Coffee clinks to you all. Clink, clink. And I don't know what it is. I've not pulled up cameras. Guys, I was exhausted. I was just conked. So my shoulder is hurt. I got it all taped up, as you can see. Yeah, I got it all taped up with sports tape, trying to keep me from moving it as much. I'm just a mess, guys. I'm going to walk into my doctor like, he'll be like, who the hell is this guy? One shoulder hangs, one knee is wonky. And I'm like, hey, I'm the cancer guy. I'm the guy with cancer. And he'd be like, man, you got a lot more problems than cancer, bub. He's probably not going to feel sorry for me, but I'm going to give him my best. I'm going to give it my best shot. Okay. I am a wreck of a man. I know, I always joke, and you know, Jamie is good. She's not really the jealous type, but she can tell when someone's flirting with me. And I'm like, Jamie, look at me. Who in their right mind would want a man like this? I walk like this. Now my shoulder hangs on one side. Now I got cancer in my back. Who knows where else? I bet you girls could do a lot better. Okay. I bet anybody who's, what's that word that y'all use? Just never mind. I can promise you can probably do better. Okay. So someone says, please share the channel name again. I have it on the screen, guys. I look like Igor. I left the channel name on the screen for a little bit longer. And it's called Outnumbered, the Feaster Fam. Feaster is spelled Pfiester. Guys, and it's showing you right there on the screen. All right. I'm not going to leave it there for much longer. I will not leave it much longer. Hold on. Whoever said I fell off a horse needs to take it back. Who said that? Well, I saw somebody. Now it's gone. Someone just says I fell off a horse. Could you guys reword that? Okay, Rob. Ooh, Rob's. Sweet lady, you're a cutie. I can see it. I know that she does not have a mean bone in her body. I can see her, and she looks sweet in her little profile picture. But she says, Christina, he fell off the horse yesterday. Okay, so sweet Rob's McCumber. Love, could you kindly reword that and tell them exactly what happened? reword it. Just change a couple of words around and tell them what really happened, okay? Don't make them think I'm just falling off horses, please. Now I'm going to see if she does it. I'm going to see if she does it, guys. Let's see if she does it. Or did I embarrass her? Hold on a minute. Y'all are being mean to me now. Stop being mean to me. Who did that? Someone said, hold on. Y'all are so mean, and I love it. God. Okay, well. I'm reading these comments, and they're so funny, and I shouldn't be laughing at myself. All right, well. Oh, my goodness. Someone says you got 2.8 seconds on Stormy. I went 2.8 seconds. Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you the funniest email that I got. I'm going to remove that now. I love you, Robs, and I'm just playing with you, sweet lady. I'm just playing. That's my humor. Hey, okay. So you guys know how video editing works. Yes? Video editing is when you have the raw video, and what you're able to do on different apps on your phone is you can cut sections to make little snippets of your video, cut out a lot of stuff. You can add music to a video. There's a way to add music to a video. You can speed up your video, slow down your video. We've done all of those kind of things with my editing. I'm not the best of editors. I think that Cog Hill's a lot better than I am. But what I did yesterday was I took that little snippet of Stormy bucking and rearing until I finally got tossed off. And I added a little piece of a soundtrack to it. A little piece of a soundtrack. I went skydiving. I went Rocky Mountain climbing. I went 2.7 seconds. Uh-oh, I'm lagging. And I love deeper and I talk sweeter. You know the song, Live Like You're Dying, okay? I thought it was kind of cute. So what I did was I took that snippet of that horse rearing, and bucking, and then I added, well, of course, me falling off, and so then I added that little soundtrack to it. I added the soundtrack to it, right? So the video happened. I came back in, did all the soundtrack to make it into a entertaining moment. And I do believe, and I bet you if you read the comments, 50% of the people on here were going to tell you that I laughed my ass off once I knew you were okay. And that's completely fine. I think that we're all like that. We hold our breath for a minute. And once you see that someone's okay, you can laugh. And so the music, that music selection in particular, Michelle, it was your comment I was trying to grab. I couldn't grab it. It went by too fast. So you can sometimes edit your videos to make them more entertaining, to add more humor to them. So that's why I added that humor. But, the message that I got yesterday from a lady was talking about the fact that she doesn't know how I was able to make Stormy throw me at that perfect time. And she went on to say that she hopes that those kind of things are not going to become a part of my videos because that's very dangerous, what I let Stormy do to me. And I'm reading this, and I read it multiple times. And what the sweet lady, I love the sweet lady, she's a sweet lady, but what she thought happened, I'm guessing she thought that I must have had the radio playing, and I'm walking on the horse, and on cue, when the song part came up about I went skydiving, I must have done something to make that horse buck, because she's wondering how I was able to make that horse buck on perfect cue with the music. And I just kind of like shook my head, and I'm like, I'm not mad, guys. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it. It's sad, but it's just people don't understand that video editing is a real thing, and you just got to be aware of anything that you're watching to know that it could be edited, right? Don't forget about there was a lawsuit. There was a lawsuit by somebody because a different news report took an entire interview and edited all kinds of stuff out of it and changed things around to make it appear as though there was a wonderful interview done. In reality, it was completely false. And so people who saw that interview were seeing a edited, chopped, rearranged interview. And that person won a very large lawsuit because you can't do that. Now, of course, we're not doing anything like that. We're just showing you the real, the good, the bad, the ugly. And sometimes I'll find ways to make light of it by adding some music, putting some slow-mo. And so it was nice to see that all of you guys got a good laugh. Yeah, yes, quiet on the set and action. Go, Stormy. I went skydiving. I went Rocky Mountain climbing. I went 2.7 seconds. Yeah, Jamie made a good laugh about it, talked about how my Crocs stayed on. And it's true. I did not lose any Crocs, guys. I did not lose any Crocs. In all of that, I did not lose any Crocs. And all I did was landed on my bad shoulder. Oh, my bad shoulder. I got one shoulder that kind of hurts and one always hurts. And if I didn't land on the bad one, okay? But no, I am glad I did not break anything. And then Ivy was laughing there. That was all raw footage. None of that was added in. That was all raw footage. That was me walking over, and then Ivy thought she'd just have a good laugh. Ivy loves to alert everybody to what's going on. But yeah, no Crocs were harmed in the making of that video. So yeah, I have not talked to Rick in a while, guys. But I'm going to tell you right now, you got to be very careful. And I would encourage everybody to do the same thing. On that particular video, I would say that the majority of folks are blaming the dog. You're blaming the dog, blaming the dog. But I would like you to go back and look at it one last time, if you have time, and watch the horse's reaction to the dog before, during, and after all of that. Even after I got back onto ride, I can tell you, Flat Lester, I know. I saw the comments last night on Jamie's live, okay? I saw the Flat Lester comments. I'm just going to tell you, just from being here, it wasn't the dog. And I understand why you feel that way, but it wasn't the dog. It was all of our horses, all of them are absolutely fine with the dogs. It's weird to me how the cats can run around, the dogs can run around, and none of our horses are bothered. Even when the dentist came out here and brought her own dog. But it absolutely, I'm almost certain it absolutely had to have been the fact that the little under thing, and I don't want to get into all of that again. We talked about it yesterday, but it would be the under thing. That's her first time ever having that. And if that rubbed her in a weird spot that she wasn't familiar with. And so in hindsight, what I should have done was lunged her for a while with saddle on. If I would have lunged her for a bit with the saddle on, then she would have got a good feel of how that's going to be as she moves around. And that was my downfall. I did not give her enough lunging time and groundwork with the saddle on, with that back girt around her. So you know what? You live and you learn, guys. You live and you learn. I just know that Rita's ridden with it before. So has Bucky's. And I just assumed that it wasn't that big of a deal. But I will absolutely, when I ride her again, well, number one, I'll take it off the first time. And then number two, if I stick it back on there, I'll just kind of ease it on, let her learn to lunge with it and let her get used to it before we mess around with it. So Thank you guys. I am not hurt. I have a little bit of a sore shoulder. It's just kind of a re-injury. It's nothing major. I can do all that I have to do. It's just sore and it just hurts a little bit, but I'm fine. All right. But no, it's not the dog. But that was the easy thing to point out, the easy thing. But you would wonder if she was so scared of the dog at that point, then why wasn't she scared of the dog in all of the other 5 minutes of video that we shot? So you'll see it wasn't the dog, but that was the number one cause or at least the comments went there. No, but I'm not wearing a helmet. I don't wear helmets, and I'm also not riding on the road or hard pavements. It's just kind of out there. It's called girth, and it's not supposed to be tight. So the front one has to be tight, but the back one should be loose. Now, I'm not a horse person, so I could not tell you that for sure. Yeah, I need bubble wrap is true. That part is true. I could use bubble wrap. 7:38. Well, friends, today is my doctor's appointment. I will be leaving here in a little bit. I'm going to say by 8:30, get down and get paperwork going and do all of those things. And then we're going to just, I guess I don't know exactly how long I'll be gone. So I do not have a noon video scheduled to play as of right now. So just know that more than likely I'll just hold off on that noon video. And when I get back home, I can give you, hopefully I'll be able to give you kind of a live or at least a video detailing exactly what was told to me and what is it called, a prognosis? Do you call that a prognosis? I don't know if you call it a prognosis or not, but I can tell you the prognosis, and then we'll figure it all out from there, and then we'll talk about what the doctors says he's going to do. And then I'll tell you what I would like to have happen. Now, of course, we all live in a world where we would like to see what happens. And so what I hope will happen is I'll go in this morning, and I don't know this for a fact. I have no idea. But I hope that the doctor has a machine right there that he can put me into and scan me. That would be awesome. And then he's able to read the results immediately. I don't know if that happens or not, or if I have to go somewhere else for that. I don't know, but that would be cool. And that way I could sit there, and whenever he's ready to read me the results, he can come in and say, okay, well, here's your body, and here are the couple of spots we have to look at. And he can tell me real fast what I'm looking at, and how, if it's spread, how far it's spread, where it's spread to, and all of those things. That might be called the PET scan, someone says. So, but someone else goes, you have to schedule a PET scan. So I don't know. Here's what I'm afraid is going to happen. So that's what I would like to have happen. He could tell me everything today, and by the time I get home, I already know what my treatment's going to look like and my timeline. But what I'm afraid is going to happen is I'm going to go in and meet him, do all my paperwork. He might call me back to talk to me, ask me some questions, maybe have a couple of looksies at my back. I don't know. And then schedule me for something at a later date, or I just don't know. And that means I'm going to still be waiting. It's going to be more waiting. But what can you do, guys? What can you do? You can't do much about it. So we will see. So yeah, someone says it's kind of a hurry up and wait kind of a thing. But nonetheless, I'll get back and let you guys know what they find, and I'll let you know all of those things. But yeah, just give me a little bit of grace on the actual videos. Chores are still getting done, but my mind's been a little bit consumed with the with this doctor visit. So today I'm going to focus on that and not so much focus on having a noon video ready to go out, if you're okay with that. But hey, during your downtime, though, if you have some downtime, I'll put it up there one last time. Let me put an image file up here. Right there. That is the name of the Denman's channel. I'm sorry, the Feaster's channel, Outnumbered, the Feaster fam. And, you know, it's a sad story. It's sad, but it's also funny that I had to, when I talked to Dusty yesterday, I says, Dusty, the channel looks good. You've already got some people jumping on there who are finding you on their own or through other channels. I says, I want you and Jill to take time to interview with me and Jamie. I would like to interview you as my nephew, and Jamie could interview Jill one of these days and talk about both of your stories. And then we could promote the channel that way in like a side-by-side split screen, the way we do sometimes. And Dusty says, that's great. He'll look forward to it. And I says, Dusty, I says, last thing you have to do, I says, at this point, you have to claim what is yours when it comes to your content. Because if you don't claim what is yours, you're going to have everyone on that hill grabbing your content. And I don't mean that in a mean way, and I'm not mad about it. And it's none of my, you might say it's none of my business. It doesn't affect me, but it does. It's we're a family, and we've always had to learn to let everybody tell their own story. I like the way Jamie said last night that, talking about the doctor, she was more than happy to talk to you about her feelings about me with my cancer diagnosis. But she reminded you all that this is Lester's story to tell. This is Lester's story to tell. And so like I told Dusty, the house repairs is your story to tell. You're the one doing the work. You're the one buying the material. You're the one trying to slowly evolve into and learning a new role. And you and Jill. So this is your story to tell. You have a channel now. You have an outlet. So you have to tell everyone else who's coming in there, grabbing all of your content, that this is your story now. And but you guys could also do that. Don't forget, guys, you could also help police other channels and other family members by reminding them that this is not their story to tell. This is not their story to tell. That was one of the hardest things to do when I was the only person on Morrow Hill making videos. I'm going to make this big again, guys. I'm moving that channel down now. Okay. But it's there. Hold on. Remove. Whoops. Sorry about that. Whenever I was the only video creator, I could video anything over the entire hill. And that was the only video about it. So all that you learned was from my perspective, my point of view, and no one else had a channel. So, and then once LE got a channel, and then Jamie got a channel, and then my dad got a channel, then Kim got her channel, we started having to kind of like figure out. So then Jake got a channel. So we had to start trying to figure out, like, hey, we can't have repeating content. That's not going to help any of our pages if we all have repeating content. So we all have to make sure that we tell our own stories. And that's something that we've worked on. And we still struggle with that. We still struggle. I think that I'm not going to get into the details of who is the worst of the worst. No, Jake was not the second to get a channel. It was LE was the second to have a YouTube channel. It was me and then LE. And yeah. And then Jamie was third. Jake did not get a channel until he came to work for me. And Jake was working at that mobile home place, trying to sell mobile homes for a living. And so Shelly, don't take it personal. And Shelly, trust me when I say this, you have no idea that there are people who are rude. And so what I'm trying to say, guys, let me back up and rephrase this, because Shelly has her feelings hurt. It would be unbecoming of me to show up to Plum Grove making videos of Dusty and Jill's home repairs. Duh. That would be unbecoming of me, because that's not my content. It would be unbecoming of me to go over to Shirtless Jake's and make a picture of him getting his feed buggy filled up and him doing yard work and him and the babies and them as a because that's Jake's content. So Shelly, I don't understand why you think that I'm being rude. What I'm saying is it's not anyone else's job to talk about the house remodel besides the people who's doing the house remodel. Don't be so sensitive. And remember, it's not our job to dance around your sensitivities, guys. It's your role to learn to control them, to learn to manage the things that trigger you, okay? So, anywho's, that was all I was trying to say about that. But what was I saying? Shelly done made me lose my train of thought. Gosh darn it. Shelly done made me lose my train of thought. I already have enough squirrel moments as it is. Lord. No, no matter what you say, you have to know that what I'm saying is true. That's the whole thing, guys. We know what's right and we know what's wrong, but sometimes we get conditioned to think that what's wrong is okay. I mean, let's be honest. Going into a church to protest, walking into a church, a house of God, to protest and to stand up in the front of the church and to scream and shout and raise your hand and to get into parishioners' faces is wrong. But as of right now, this page is probably split in half. Half are saying there's nothing wrong with that. And the other half is saying that's the most disgusting act possible. So what I'm trying to say is sometimes we get conditioned to thinking that we have to act and agree with certain things, even though we know, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who you are. We're all born with the conscience. We are all born with the conscience. And in that conscience, in my opinion, that's the voice of God that tells us what is right and what is wrong. And there are some things that are just so gosh darn wrong, yet we pretend that we can find a way to twist those things to where it's okay. We're just going to twist those things to where it's okay. And I was never so disgusted at what I've seen. And so all I'm using that as an example to know that we all know what is right and what is wrong. And some things are just wrong, no matter who you are. So anyway, so yeah, that's all I was saying was y'all let Dusty and Jill, now that they have their very own channel, they have to be the ones to tell their story. So let them tell their story. And then once again, about the person who's screaming about politics, shame. I don't care if it was a Democrat or a Republican who walked into a church and began to protest and disturb the services. That person would be wrong. I'm not Democrat or Republican, remember? And this is my channel, and I can say whatever I want to say. And I got cancer treatments, okay? I got cancer treatments starting today. So you're going to give me some grace here. Oh, boy. I'll tell you what, guys. Don't forget that today is Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed Jamie's Timeout Tuesday yesterday. It's hard to enjoy a video when Jamie had to make the announcement of she lost her friend. All right. And she did. She lost her friend. And that was a hard video to watch. I knew she was going to go that angle. She had talked about it, but it was hard for her to get all of that out. But I know that you appreciate the fact that now, because you guys have been wondering, you've been asking. And so I felt bad for Jamie when she went through all of that. But I will say this. I think that I hate to see anyone suffering and anyone struggling. And Rebecca, who it was her liver. I do believe, guys, I might be wrong. I think it was liver failure. Can anyone tell me if it was liver failure? I think it was liver failure. And I may be saying that wrong. I'm not a medical person, guys. I don't know medicine, but I think it was okay, thank you, Christina. It was liver failure. And she was eligible for a liver transplant, except for her body was not healthy enough to allow it. And that tells you right there how sick somebody was. And I feel horrible for her to be that sick. But I really do believe, and I say this as I look you in the eye, that sometimes this is going to be hard to even say, but I think that she's not in pain anymore. We'll just say it that way. She's no longer living in pain. And so in saying so, I know that her family had to make that decision because they knew that they did not want their daughter and that young man's mom living in pain. And so we have to make decisions like that sometimes around the farm, and it's never easy to make those kinds of decisions. But, you know, we had to put Voodoo down. We had to put Dixie down. We had to put little Gary down. And when I say put them down, you know what I mean. We had to put Mr. Huck down. And so because of pain that they were living through and were never going to get better from. And it was only going to get harder, right? So, but I know that you too, even though you may not have farms or ranch properties, many of you have also had to make decisions with your pets who are like your children. You learn to love them as much as you love your own kids. And you've had to sometimes make those very, very tough decisions. So, anywho's, well, guys, listen, I am not going to keep you. I have other things to get going, like a shower. Look what I'm wearing. I will not go to the doctor like this. I will not be going to the doctor looking like this. So once again, if you guys want to jump over and let them know that Lester sent you, you can just say Longhorn Lester sent me. And let's try to watch that 5,000 grow. Let's try to double that, guys. Let's try to double that number. That would be so beautiful for them to be able to double that number. And then, like I said, you guys can absolutely, if you enjoy the content, stick around and visit for a while and say, hey, every once in a, say hi and follow another version of the Morrows. And if you don't, at least you can subscribe to their channel to give them that number to help their channel get recognized by YouTube. And eventually, once they get enough watch hours and enough subscribers, then they'll qualify to be able to make a few dollars on their videos, which I'll tell you what, the extra few dollars, and I know that you feel the exact same way, extra dollars, no matter how you make them, is always a blessing. My goodness. I remember back before I had a YouTube channel, when I would only post videos, just videos, and people would buy those videos. At that point, I didn't make money on my channel. I made money by selling videos to different video groups out there. And you would get like 47 euros. And I'd be so excited. I'd just be taking pictures of my screenshot of my 47 euros. Didn't even know how to translate euros into American dollars. But I'd get an email saying, we've sold your video. You'll be receiving 47 euros. And I'm like, yeah, 47 euros. And that was early on. And then that's when I began to learn a little bit about video monetization, knowing that instead of me giving everybody else these videos to sell, I can just make my own channel and use my own videos. And so I'm blessed that so many of you guys have found this channel through the Dodo and through other sources. But it's also nice to know that now that money's not being divided up between other people. It's comes to the family now. So, well, guys, I hope you enjoy yourselves today. Thank you for keeping me in your thoughts and in your prayers. We are very, very blessed to have you. And like I always say, doing farm chores or going through cancer treatments is a lot funner and gooder when you have those that you love and care about along for the ride. Okay. So today I carry you all with me to cancer treatments. Okay. Prepare yourselves, guys. Find your place. And today we all go have cancer treatments. Okay. Because it's funner and gooder when you do it with those you love and care about. Okay. Thank y'all for watching. I'll leave you guys right here.
About that time when when the sun peeks through. Grab your coffee, we got a story for you. It's roll call time, so don't be late. Lester's got muffins and a whole lot to say. It's Longhorn Lester's. Pull up a seat where cows get treats and life is sweet. If you janks it up, don't be concerned, it ain't broke, it's just borrowed. You'll learn. He'll talk to a donkey like an old-time friend and tell you a tale that might never end. But mind your manners, his kitchen is cooking. If you don't like it, well, you can get to stepping. Longhorn Lester, he's all heart and charm, in a side-by-side with open arms. The work and the laughs, they never end, 'cause everything is funner and gooder with friends. So here's to the laugh and the life he's made in muddy old boots and a show parade. With every roundup, every roll call that starts, he's a ranching soul with a big tender heart. And if you're lucky enough to tune in each day, you'll see how to live the Longhorn Lester way.
Check this in.